So a pleasure to have you, and first of all, many congratulations on getting a very good rank in
Thank you
the
so much, sir.
UPSC 2022.
I did not have any background in sociology, but then Shekhar sir's YouTube videos proved to be of very help. And
Right.
I think Shruti ma'am also recommended last year. So I
Right.
did watch philosophy, जो part होता है philosophers. I did watch it from sleepy classes. I also joined answer writing. I also joined test series in sleepy classes in 2021 attempt.
So how's the feeling as of now? How's the josh as of now? High?
It is high. It has been started sinking in. I gave a speech at my school, at my alumni school, and it was at that moment I realized that it really has happened. So it was a very overwhelming and overjoyous response of my teachers, as well as I felt very proud, to be honest.
Right. And this was your which attempt, Mansi?
Sir, this was my second attempt.
Second attempt. So bravo. That's humongous. That in the second attempt you have got a very good rank, and that's really amazing. And do you have any plans to give an exam again for UPSC? Have you did you sit for the 2023 prelims?
I did, sir.
All right. How was your experience? I mean, just 2 days back exam हुआ था. कैसा experience था आपका?
The experience was fine. I think I realized it from last year also that the paper has been very random. Last year also it was quite random, to be honest. And this year, though, it was on the another level itself, because elimination techniques that we usually talked about, something which we can try if we know 2 options and we can eliminate one. So something was it changed basically the whole structure of how questions were being asked. So that was something which was quite, I would say, alarming to see. But that also calls for probably changing your strategies in a particular direction to move forward.
So last year you wrote your mains for the second time or for the first time?
So it was for the first time.
For the first time you wrote your mains, and so उससे पहले जो आपका पहला attempt था उसमें you couldn't clear prelims.
Yes.
So I mean, because हमको बहुत सारे बच्चे मिलते हैं, कॉल करते हैं कि सर हमारा prelims नहीं हुआ तो आगे क्या ही होगा. And so I mean, this is a very normal that that like somebody like Mansi who's now at rank 178, she also couldn't clear prelims अपने first attempt में. So that is not a very I mean that's not कि कुछ one size fit all approach होती है. अगर आपका pre नहीं हुआ तो आपका mains भी नहीं होगा, है ना?
Not at all. I myself know a senior of mine who probably in his last attempt got IAS this year. Right. And that is something which is very, I feel, to be respected of, because it needs hard work, it needs perseverance, to be honest.
Absolutely. So अभी ये बदलते यूपीएससी पैटर्न में what is like your take, and what is that particular thing which you would want to tell the youngsters and people watching this video कि कैसे उनकी रणनीति में, उनकी भी स्ट्रैटेजी में कैसे बदलाव आना चाहिए?
One thing is don't panic right at this moment. If you think कि सब कुछ waste जाएगा या पढ़ाई जो भी कर रहे हैं it is all waste, nothing goes waste. Even if let's say वो prelims में नहीं आता है, the same thing that you will read probably will be asked in your interview as well. I was asked so many questions from the static portion that usually people read for prelims. So it is nothing like prelim stuff is just prelim stuff. So it is useful in mains, it is useful in interview. So don't think whatever you read is wasted. Also try, I feel, to be honest, right at this point, I feel it is okay to have a plan B if aspirants have third or fourth attempt coming up. It's okay to have a plan B because at the mindset of it, I know that I gave this year paper and I was free. I was free of the burden that what if. So that is important that you have a plan B. Don't put too much pressure on yourself for just single exam. Be confident. Stick to the limited resources, because ये मत सोचना कि जैसे ऐसा होता है यूजुअली लास्ट ईयर के प्री के बाद ऐसा हुआ कि लोगों ने बहुत ऐसे रैंडमली सोर्सेज को रेफर करना स्टार्ट कर दिया कि वी वुड रेफर प्रोबेबली 1000 pages more of history to get to such questions of history. That is not fruitful. Stick to your limited resources, whatever you have. कुछ ऐसा फंडामेंटल हमेशा क्वेश्चंस निकलेंगे जिनसे एग्जाम निकालना I would not say possible है, but कुछ हद तक लिमिटेडली आप कह सकते हो easier हो जाता है. So stick to your limited resources. उससे पैनिक में आके ये मत सोचो कि बिल्कुल ही सारे सोर्सेज आप A to Z चेंज कर दोगे या नए सोर्सेज ऐसे रेफर करोगे at the last moment. Don't do that. stick to limited resources, be confident. Abhi, take your time. If you have fallen, take your time, because warriors will rise. It will happen again, and probably you'll do wonders in next, or probably if you are liking me, so all the best for it as well.
No, Mansi, but then there are people, with due respect to everyone, there are people who will say कि नहीं सर, हम अंतिम अपने अटेम्प्ट तक यूपीएससी का एग्जाम देते रहेंगे. आप उनको क्या एडवाइस देना चाहेंगे? दैट इज इट गुड टू हैव दिस लूप ऑफ वन आफ्टर द अदर, वन आफ्टर द अदर? आपका प्री नहीं हुआ, फिर आपका मेंस हुआ, फिर आप इंटरव्यू स्टेज तक गए, तो क्या आप सजेस्ट करेंगे दैट वन आफ्टर अनदर ये लूप में एस्पिरेंट जो है वो फंसा रहे, या 2 अटेम्प्ट्स के बाद एस्पिरेंट को कुछ और एक्सप्लोर करना चाहिए, 2 या 3 अटेम्प्ट्स के बाद?
सर, वो बहुत चीज़ों पे डिपेंड करता है. जैसे आपका मेंटल स्टेबिलिटी कितना है, आपका फैमिली सपोर्ट कितना है, आपकी फाइनेंशियल स्टेबिलिटी कितनी है. सो इफ यू आर इन अ अपॉर्चुनेट और आई वुड से गुड इनफ पोजीशन, you can continue if you want to. But I, being from a middle class family, I know that I could only give 2 attempts by wholeheartedly, after which I need something in my hand to maybe have something. Financial stable होना बहुत important हो जाता है. And for me it was like that. So if you think you are in position, well enough, do that. It is something which will build your character in general. बहुत personality development होता है throughout this process. You need you learn a lot of things from failure, I feel, more than success. And so that is there. But I also feel कि कहीं ना कहीं एक plan B होना इस time पे after 2 attempts or 3 attempts becomes important.
Right. And you're just 24, Mansi. You're just 24 years of age, and lot of maturity. With a lot of maturity, you are saying things, and with a lot of maturity, you have written your answers as well. But tell me one thing, Mansi. जब आपका पहली बार आपका prelims नहीं हुआ था, तो मानसी के माइंड में क्या था? तो मानसी का कैसा मन कैसा था आपका? What was the sentiment जब आपका prelims नहीं हुआ था? How was it like that?
To be honest, बहुत shattered सा फील होता है जब नहीं होता है. ऐसा लगता है कि यार इतना पढ़ा, सब वैसे बेकार गया, क्या करोगे आगे जाके. फिर it's a complete year cycle, and to overcome that year cycle is something which is very dreadful, to be honest, because एक aspirant ऐसा होता है कि पूरा 1 साल आप isolation में जाते हो, 1 साल का वही प्रोसेस आपको कंटिन्यू करना है. So it requires inner motivation. तो जब तक आपके मन में वो inner motivation है, तब तक आप खड़े रहोगे. And for me, I had that inner motivation. I had the reason for doing it. And जब वो reason होता है तो वो शायद एक बोलते हैं ना कि hunger या fire अंदर से खुद ही आती है कि कोई बात नहीं, है ना. I remember मैंने शायद 1 हफ्ते का time लिया था. I took 1 week off after pre. It was in October. I took 1 week off. I chilled down a little bit, थोड़ा cool down हुआ, and then I decided to jump back on. And I did, because I had just 8 months now, October to June, so I knew that I would I have to buckle up for 3-4 months that I lacked.
And Mansi, why only UPSC? I mean, was it a conscious choice you made of preparing for UPSC, or you had other options as well on your table?
So it was accumulation of many things. It was a conscious choice, definitely. I wanted to basically serve for the society and the nation. I belong from Haryana, so I want to somehow provide for empowerment of women, empowerment of girl child. I have always been inclined towards it, and I felt that this service will provide me with immense opportunities to do so. And when I explored the other options also, I felt कि कोई भी ऐसा option नहीं था जो शायद इतने सारे areas को या sectors को cover करे. Even in private sector, even in NGOs, there was only one sector which the NGO was targeting upon. I needed diversity in my career, and that's why I chose civil services. I had a plan B. I wanted to do teaching as well. अगर कुछ work नहीं करता था, so I was open to that as well, because I enjoy teaching, and I also feel कि teaching is another noble profession, and I also have a gratitude, a strong sense of gratitude and respect for my teachers. So that's it.
You had sociology optional, and so sociology optional कैसा लगता है आपको sociology optional, और sleepy classes कैसे आपके काम आ पाया sociology optional के लिए?
So sociology optional बहुत interesting subject है. It's very interesting because you see things happening in your life. Also, it makes your horizon very vast. So you see things differently while reading it. You see caste differently while reading it. You see probably women differently. You see marginalized sections differently. So this is something which was very thought-provoking for me for sociology, choosing sociology. And although I had no background, I did BSc in physical sciences or BSc program from St. Stephen's College. I did not have any background in sociology, but then Shekhar sir's YouTube videos proved to be a very helpful. So I chose that. I think watched videos of Shekhar sir entire course. I also joined answer writing. I also joined test series and sleepy classes in 2021 attempt. So that was something which was important for me to build foundation for my sociology. And that's why I really want to thank Shekhar sir for providing actually all the aspirant community for such wonderful lectures.
I'll definitely convey your regards and thanks to Shekhar sir for sure. And so sociology has helped you to score good marks. How many marks you got in sociology this time?
So it's a decent enough score. I scored 276, 152 and 124 in paper 2.
In paper 2. That's nice. That's nice. So did you had any other sources for sociology apart from sleepy classes?
Yes, sir. So basically I had two foundation over which I worked upon. One was sleepy classes notes, and second was Nitin Sangwan. And after which I referred to Harlambas and Halbon, few chapters of Harlambas and Halbon for paper 1. And I also referred UIS notes and Mahapatra's notes, class notes of both the teachers for paper 2, and UIS notes for paper 1 as well.
Right. But you were a part of the sociology test series of sleepy classes and the answer writing program of sleepy classes for sociology.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Right. All right. Great. Let's talk about prelims, because now prelims has become very competitive. Prelims mein last year the cutoff was 88. Well, I mean, there is all speculation around that this year the cutoff might go less than 88. It might go around about 85. Anywhere between 80 to 85. We don't know, because the CSAT paper was very tough. What will you recommend? What were your sources for prelims? What will you recommend to students for prelims? What should be their strategy?
So first thing is I refer to limited resources. I refer to basic, for example, for polity, I refer to Lakshmikant. For 11th, 12th history, although I refer to for history, I refer to 11th and 12th NCRTs, new one, and one more only IAS's. I think there's a booklet of Udan series, so that is what I refer to. But I would also recommend students to go for 11th and 12th Tamil Nadu board NCRTs. Those are very holistic if you want to cover history throughout. And third one, for modern history, I refer to Spectrum. Please do refer to 8th class NCRTs as well. Those are very good, because sometimes questions directly come from 8th class NCRTs of modern history specifically. And for polity, you can also refer to class 11th and Indian Constitution at Work. For economy, I referred to Mrunal sir's handout for prelims specifically. And other than that, for science and tech, just the basic current affairs. For environment, I referred to PMF IS's book. And I hope I covered everything. If not left. For current affairs, just current affairs is something which you can't cover from one source. That is what I want to add here. So please read newspapers, because newspapers gives you a very holistic coverage, and you see where the paper might come from, if not for pre, but definitely for mains. And also just be aware about your surroundings, aware about what is happening throughout the world. For example, in IR, they have started asking questions about general things which is happening around the world. And that is when you realize that it is not the magazines which will help you. It is your general knowledge that they want to test, what is happening around the world. So that is something we should know. For example, Ukraine was in news since past
since the last 1.5
years. And I was very shocked that students don't know what countries were bordering Ukraine. They were confused about that as well. So be sure that whatever is happening in contemporary affairs, you know every little bit detail, whatever possible. Please do.
Right. So any which way sleepy classes ke videos were of help to you as far as the GS is concerned, as far as prelims is concerned?
Yes, sir. History, I refer to, I think, Buddhism and Jainism lectures quite well for both the attempts. And
Right.
I also used to refer to 5-minute series that was there. It is very, whenever I used to walk, I would listen to those series and move my day.
Right.
Sometimes I also used to refer to editorial discussions as well. So there are
Right.
50 MCQ discussions which happen usually during pre. So
Yeah, the 50 important topics. Yeah, the 50 important
50
topics.
important topics. So
Yeah.
I referred to them as well. That's it. It is a very.
So, did you used to follow the premix initiative and the few minute series as well of sleepy classes?
I did somewhat of few minute series, something which I seemed important to me or which I have not covered. I used to watch them because it is very holistic, to be honest. And premix, I'm sorry, I have never watched.
Right. Which was the subject which you felt was the weakest amongst the GS subject? आपको कौन सा subject जिससे थोड़ा डर लगता था, जो आपको लगता था कमजोर है? ऐसा कोई subject था GS में?
Yes, sir. For me, it is history.
History, I get that. Yeah, for many aspirants, history becomes quite a task and quite a challenge to retain the facts and everything. So, and even history के questions भी काफी tough आए हैं इस बारी भी, और last time भी काफी prelims में tough आए थे.
And I haven't studied history since class 10th, and probably 9th, 10th also you have world history. You don't have ancient and modern history. So that was a big shift for me. History is something which you need to remember quite a lot, and I am not good at remembering dates. So
I get that.
That's right.
I get that. And so, what do you suggest, Mansi? Do you suggest कि बच्चे को रोज न्यूज़पेपर फॉलो करना चाहिए या साल के एंड में जाके कोई मैगजीन 365 टाइप मैगजीन फॉलो करनी चाहिए? What is your take on a holistic, view of current affairs?
So current affairs, as I mentioned before as well, it is not about how much you can cram at the last moment. It is from past 2 years. If you will see, there's not even a single question that you can probably 2 to 3 at max that you can solve from NCERT or from the available material out there. But it is required that you know what is happening around. Because it does not only improve, I feel it is a miss thing that comprehensions are easier to solve if you have a habit of reading newspapers.
Right.
So people say they fear CSAT because math solve nahi ho raha hai. So I think it's important that you take both the sides. Even if you are an engineer, we make sure that you know how to solve comprehensions. Right. Make sure you can read them fast. So for that also, I feel newspaper becomes important. Newspaper is very important for mains because it keeps your mind awake. तो आपको बहुत डायरेक्शंस में सोचने को मजबूर कर देता है फॉर समटाइम्स बिकॉज इज आई थिंक एक ही पर्टिकुलर न्यूज पे आपको 10 आर्टिकल्स मिल जाएंगे कवरिंग मेनी डिफरेंट एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ अ सिंगल न्यूज. So it is important for covering your for giving a holistic picture of your answer.
Right.
And for prelims also it is important because आपको पता होना चाहिए कि डायरेक्शन आपको कहाँ पढ़ना है, किस डायरेक्शन में पढ़ना है और काफी टाइम तक न्यूज में क्या चल रहा है. That is what is important. से प्रेसिडेंट का क्वेश्चन आया इस बार. So president's election was news and past last year, and उन्होंने अब पूछा. So I think it is important because it was expected last year that it would be asked, but they asked I think this year. So that is something which is a change which is happening. So I think it is important that you be aware of whatever is happening, and to be aware of that, it is important that you stick to a newspaper every day.
तो कितने ड्यूरेशन का करंट अफेयर्स आप सजेस्ट करेंगे? लाइक अगर एग्जाम 2024 में जिस बच्चे का है उसको कितने टाइम पहले के करंट अफेयर्स से थोड़ा थरो होना चाहिए, फॉलो करने चाहिए उसको?
So specifically for 1 year, that is what I would recommend because उसके बाद पहले का तो आप न्यूज़पेपर उठा के पढ़ नहीं सकते. So what else you can do here is whatever news is happening. For example, new parliament has been brought up. So research about the parliament, before parliament, how it was formed, what structure it had. So Joshimath ka bhi, I think in 2021 only, it came because the parliament was forming. So make sure you are aware of whatever is happening. और जो भी आपको लगता है कि इसे आ सकता है न्यूज़ जो मैंने शायद कवर नहीं किया है, गूगल इट. अगर वो पहले ऑलरेडी आ चुका है तो उसके आर्टिकल्स पढ़ लीजिए, साइंस के आर्टिकल्स पढ़ लीजिए क्योंकि साइंस में क्या करता है, इंडियन एक्सप्रेस एंड पर्टिकुलरली द हिंदू से वो न्यूज़पेपर बहुत पूछता है. तो इट इज इम्पोर्टेंट दैट यू रीड. बैकलॉग अगर हो सकता है तो कवर कर लीजिए, बाकी इतना कुछ खास वो आता है तो वो आता है, वो नहीं आता तो वो नहीं आता, उसका लोड लेने का कोई नीड नहीं है.
Absolutely. And talking about GS के जो 4 पेपर है, so GS 1, 2, 3, 4, what was your strategy for your GS exams and which sources you refer to for your GS exams?
Yes, sir. So GS 1, 2, 3, 4, the main strategy that I had, combined all 4, was to have notes. maximum to maximum 50 pages notes. That was what was my goal was. So I remember after 21 attempt, I made notes. Those notes were bulky. Those notes were of I think approximately 300 to 400 pages notes per CS paper. I know that it won't work like that because आप उसको revise नहीं कर पाओगे. So I refined them and added various examples. So I did current affairs. I added examples from newspapers. I added value addition from other sources as well. So I did that. So make sure कि आपके पास notes ऐसे हो जो आप मेंस के टाइम पर रिवाइज कर पाएं, क्योंकि मेंस में ऐसा होता है कि आप जितना रिवाइज करोगे उतना आप रिकॉल कर पाओगे, क्योंकि जितना आप फैक्ट्स लिखोगे उतना आपको एक ब्राउनी पॉइंट्स जो मिलता है वो शायद मुझे लगता है उन्हीं फैक्ट से मिलता है. So you add brownie points and coming to the sources for GS1 prelims वाले तो थे ही. उसके अलावा I followed for art and culture Nitin Singhania's book I also followed for prelims as well. So same, बस उसको theme wise differentiate करना है. So for example question comes on architecture, questions come on probably Vijayanagar का temple structure पे question आ जाए, तो you have probably like a half page note of that. So questions based on architecture, on paintings, or society, societal structure, something like that. So majorly I followed two sources. One was Vision IAS's value added material for paper 1 to 3, and also only IAS's Prahar booklet. I followed those. I combined these two and formed my own notes with some current affair value addition as well for all three papers. And for GS4 particularly, it is something which I feel is a very interesting subject. It is something which is very useful for a civil servant. So for that I refer to Lukman sir's notes, classmaker notes, lexicon as well. So I combined these two. I added a lot of current affair and examples in that. So whatever examples I had from, I think I searched for top IAS officers, top IPS officers, top scientists of India, top this of India, that of India. You search that, you make list of examples and you put them in whatever way you can be. It is possible. So quoting examples becomes important in GS4. You quote a lot of examples. You probably quote a lot of quotations as well. And also whatever moral thinkers and philosophers you have in GS4, make sure that you use them in case study as well. That is something I have learned from, I think, Vishakha ma'am's topper's copy as well. So whatever moral philosophers you have read, don't just stick to them just for the question. Use them in every way possible that you can. So I used Kant a lot in my paper in case study as well. So make sure to use interlink all the four papers is what I feel is important. So ethical angle in every GS 1, 2 and 3 is important.
Right. So this is there's a dedicated playlist which we have on our YouTube channel, Sleepy Classes के YouTube channel, which is GS1, GS2, GS3 and GS4. At any point of your preparation, did you refer to any of these playlists or any of the contents in any one of these playlists?
Yes, sir. I did refer for GS4 ethics courses because those were something which were very comprehensive, and I think Shruti ma'am also recommended last year. So I did watch philosophy, jo part hota hai, philosophers. I did watch it from Sleepy Classes.
Right.
To make it more clear.
Right, that's awesome. And any test series you took for your GS mains? I mean, any test series, any mentorship program or evaluation program?
I joined Forum IAS's test series in that, and one in EdSARthi as well.
All right, great. Now, Mansi, as you know, essay also plays a very, very important role as far as जो हमारे marks आते हैं, जो हमारे mains में marks आते हैं. So for essay, what kind of a strategy did you follow? Because अब हम देख रहे हैं कि philosophical based essays आ रहे हैं पिछले कुछ 2 सालों से. तो आपकी क्या रणनीति रही है essays के लिए?
So to be honest, essay में मेरे marks उतने कुछ खास आए नहीं इस साल. I think I need to reevaluate my strategy as well there.
कितने marks आए आपके essay में?
It's 109.
109.
It's decent considering this year paper, but I feel I could have scored more. So one thing is philosophy के questions आ रहे हैं, तो इसका मतलब है कि आपको GS4 उतना ही strong करना पड़ेगा. GS4 में जो आपके philosophers हैं, उनको thoroughly पढ़ोगे तो it is easier to comprehend those quotations. Because कभी-कभी ऐसा होता है कि quotations इतनी मुश्किल आती है कि आपको शायद comprehend करने में ही time लग जाता है.
Right.
तो comprehend करने के लिए you need to understand some bit of philosophy which will help you in GS4 as well, which I mentioned. But coming to philosophy वाले questions, so it is not primarily just philosophical, I feel. उसमें कहीं ना कहीं एक GS का angle fit हो ही जाता है.
Right.
Try to fit GS angle in it. Try to fit GS 1 to 4 whenever possible. So you basically आप उसको खोल दो, जैसे बोलते हैं कि हम सोसाइटी में उसको खोल देंगे. So I always used to start with history. So I think in this year paper also I started with the ship is safe in the harbor wale mein. I started with India being dormant under British nationals, but that's not India was meant for. India meant to be free. India meant to be fly. So that is how I started my paper. I started with this historical thing, and then I approached, like for example, society. I approached I think political angle. I approached sort of economic angle. I approached the technological angle. You do that, but also make sure if it is a philosophical essay, you write a good amount of ethics in it, ethics or philosophy in it. So whatever the quotation means to you is something which is important. So you write probably like a 2-page. अगर आपको 11 pages का लिखना है, so in 9 page you write general, but in 2 pages you make sure that you write philosophy angle to it, because that is what will fetch you marks if it is a philosophical essay. Write what it means to it. Also sometimes it is important कि आप उसके उल्टा भी लिखो, entire to the argument that has been placed. So that consumed a 1 page of mine. So 2 pages of philosophy and 1 page of entire argument, and the another page for conclusion, and the first page for introduction. And then remaining for social, economical, political, technological, and security angle. That was how I covered. I also referred to stories as well for my first essay, Group 1. I referred to a story as well. So मैंने story लिखा था, my personal story you can write, or probably if possible please remember some basic quotations, some basic probably life stories of a particular personality that you might like. So you can do that as well.
Right, absolutely. तो यानी कि philosophical essays को हमने ऐसे अप्रोच नहीं करना कि हमने वहाँ पे philosophy लिख के आनी है. अगर कोई मान लीजिए किसी philosopher की कोट वहाँ पे लिखी है, तो हमने वहाँ पे अपना political science या sociology का वो optional वहाँ पे नहीं लेके आ जाना. एक generic approach pertinent to Indian society and of course the various dimensions of India, pestle approach जैसे हम कहते हैं, political, economical, sociological, technological, तो उस approach से हमने करना है. और मानसी, यदि हम ऐसे राइटिंग की बात करें, आपने प्रैक्टिस किया था ऐसे राइटिंग बिफोर राइटिंग मींस आपने कितने ऐसे प्रैक्टिस किए थे?
Total I think I wrote around 15-16 essays before pre and after pre both.
So did you write them and did you got them evaluated? Did you had any mentorship program or like कुछ आप अपने आप ही कर रहे थे उसको?
So starting में few I wrote on my own. मैं खुद भी self evaluate कर लेती थी कि where do I stand. So for example, so what I used to do was कि आप देखोगे तो जैसे vision की या किसी भी आप even sleepy classes has a toppers copy होती है. So you look at topper जिसने 2 I think same essays पकड़ के रखे हुए हैं. So you look at it, you write on the same topic, you view your essay and then you compare from both the toppers what have you written and what more you could have done. So I did that in my starting 4-5 essays. उसके बाद I took help from seniors. So seniors से मेरा copy थोड़ा सा evaluate करके मुझे दिया था. After which I joined like test series में 3 के बाद तो मैंने वहाँ evaluate करवाया.
Right. So means evaluation is very important. Essay writing में you feel that evaluation and getting good feedback. I mean the feedback can be negative or positive depending upon the content which you've written, but feedback and evaluation plays a very important role in essay writing.
Yes sir.
So
definitely because I feel जैसे ऐसे में क्या होता है कि कहीं ना कहीं आप कोई ना कोई एंगल अगर आप छोड़ दो, आपको नहीं रियलाइज होता है कि आप एंगल ये वाला पर्टिकुलर एंगल भी लिख सकते थे. So society में you could have written multiple examples from women, from child, from elderly. So you can write multiple examples. So probably you will find or you will get to know better examples that you could have written. So that is something which will enrich your essay writing in general.
Right.
So feedback is important in essay, I think.
Fair enough. And so Mansi, what does Mansi do in her free time? So do you have any kind of particular schedule? I mean, what do you do to distract yourself? Do you take breaks in between? I mean, what all do you do to distract yourself when you feel very burnt out from your studying schedule?
Usually I go on long drives, so probably that. If not that, अगर मन नहीं है बाहर जाने का, I'll probably watch something. I'll binge watch something for a whole day, and उससे फिर मुझे लगता है कि यार तूने दिन खराब कर दिया. So next day you'll feel like कि motivated कि हाँ पढ़ ले, दिन खराब कर दिया. You'll do that. और free time में बाकी I also like to cook, so sometimes I cook as well.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And any other extracurricular activity? Do you like playing, or do you like playing some sport, or maybe doing some meditation, any outdoor activity?
So I am not that kind of person, but I do walk when I feel too stressed out. अगर मुझे break लेना होता है studies में, so I always make sure मैं evening के time पे लेती हूँ, तो 15-20 minutes आप walk करके आओ, तो आप बहुत fresh feel करते हो, and you start with the new energy altogether. That is just what I do. Although I'm focusing on meditation as well these days, so I'm trying to explore that area.
That's awesome. तो कितने घंटे मानसी पढ़ाई करती थी every day? Like how many hours of like study used to put in?
So I feel for her hours does not become much important. Quality of studies becomes important. अब चाहे एक हफ्ते का break ले लो, does not matter. But after you get back, you need to be consistent, and you need to make sure कि जो भी आप goals set कर रहे हो, आप वो goals को achieve करो. So whatever, if it is achieved in 12 hours, put 12 hours. If it is achieved in 6 hours, put 6 hours. It is up to you. But set your goals and make sure they are completed in a limited time frame. उसको ज़्यादा relaxation मत करो, because अगर आप relax करते हो तो ऐसा होता है कि usually it happens कि pile up हो जाता है उसके बाद, and you don't know, वो इतना burden हो जाता है कि आपको पता ही नहीं लगता है. So hours is not important, but make sure कि आप जितना भी target रख रहे हैं उस target को complete करो. But वैसे on an average I used to study for 8 to 10 hours, and pre से पहले for 12 hours, and main से पहले usually it is 10 to 12 hours itself.
मैसेज जो आप बच्चों को देना चाहेंगे, खास करके उन बच्चों को जो अभी प्रीलिम्स देके आए हैं और बहुत निराश हैं, बहुत अभी बेचारे अभी डिजेक्टेड हैं बिकॉज प्रीलिम्स का पेपर अच्छा नहीं हुआ, टफ आया, पोस्ट टफ आया था. अब उनकी क्या स्ट्रैटेजी होनी चाहिए 2024 के लिए? क्या आप उनको सजेस्ट करना चाहेंगे? इस वक्त वो ऑप्शनल पे फोकस करें या इसी वक्त से प्री ओरिएंटेड अपनी प्रिपरेशन करें? क्या आप उनको मैसेज देना चाहेंगे?
सर पहले तो टेक अ ब्रेक. You have earned it. You have worked very hard. Take a break. Take a good break. Take a break of a week or so, if possible 2 weeks. कहीं बाहर घूमने जाओ, पेरेंट्स के साथ रिलैक्स करो, घर जाओ, stay calm. उसके बाद I feel pre का अभी से पढ़ना is something which is not, I would not advise for, because you have just read it and आप उसको पढ़ोगे तो आप बहुत frustrate हो जाओगे अभी पढ़ के. So focus on your optional, focus on essay, focus on GS4. For upcoming 4 months, focus on these 3 things. And make sure कि even if चलो ये नहीं हुआ, but your next target is next pre. So make sure after pre you are into the list. You should not be missing it just because कि आप अभी दुखी हैं या अभी आपको लगता है कि हमसे नहीं हो पाएगा. It is not like that. अगर ये आपके साथ है, believe me, I am here and I also feel कि शायद मेरा भी नहीं होगा because paper was that tough. So it is nothing like it is just you. It's I think with all of us. So don't feel you are alone. Talk to your parents, talk to the community, talk to your friends, and just be confident. और अपने आप का जो बोलते हैं inner motivation बाहर लेके आओ, and that is what I think will keep you moving forward for the coming a year.
Right.
I would like to say all the best for someone who's giving mains and for the other community as well and aspirants.
That's awesome because कई बार ना बच्चे अपनी ईगो पे बात ले जाते हैं मानसी, that they feel that कि अभी हम पहले प्री निकालना चाहेंगे, उससे हमको अच्छा लगेगा और अभी मेंस का हमने फोकस नहीं करना, प्री निकालना है, तो वो पूरा 1 साल प्री की तैयारी में ही निकाल देते हैं. But then if you clear prelims, so like Mansi, you have had your notes, आपने 50 पेजेस के नोट्स बनाए हुए थे कि अगर मेरा प्री हो जाता क्लियर तो मैंने वो 2 महीने मेंस में अपने स्मार्टली यूटिलाइज करने आफ्टर प्रीलिम्स. So कुछ बच्चे वो ईगो पे ले जाते हैं कि पहले प्री निकालेंगे, देन फिर हम like 1 साल और लगा के मेंस की तैयारी करेंगे. So that's why I think it's very important at this stage that they should start preparing for mains.
Yes, exactly, because pre is something जिसका आपको सिर्फ कट ऑफ करना है. कट ऑफ से ऊपर आपको नंबर कितने ही ले लो, does not matter. It is the mains which will count. It is the mains and interview that will make you into the list or out of the list. So focus on that. And उसके साथ साथ I also feel कि मेंस की जब आप प्रेप करते हो तो आपका माइंड बहुत ऐसे खुलता है, and when you आपका जब दिमाग खुलता है तो you read a lot of things, and वो आपको प्री में बहुत हेल्प करता है. Integrated both prelims and mains is something which is very important in pre as well as in mains, and honestly as well as in interview as well. So that is something which I feel. So integrate your preparation. Don't take it like कि सिर्फ एक ही करे तो हम एक ही करेंगे. और pre पे focus, I think it is enough. I think 3-4 months of preparation is enough for pre at this stage, because you have already done it. एक बार पढ़ चुके हो, you have done everything. It's just that paper tough था. You need to recover from that and you need to work. Probably आप अपने देखो कि आपको कहाँ लगता है कि किस subject में आपका scoring कम था, which subject you lose upon. Work on that particular subject and all the best.
Awesome. I must say on that note, Mansi, that you come across as a very, very positive and optimistic person. And hats off to your spirit. At a very young age, you have achieved quite a lot. And I wish you, and we all at Team Sleepy Classes, we wish you all the very best in your future endeavors. May God be with you and may you have more success in the coming years to come.
Thank you so much.